Hey troops, Roxee here, and welcome to Roxee Plays Games, and welcome back to Last Epoch. Wow, it's been a little while, hasn't it? I did say I was going to come back to this a lot later than I originally planned. I was planning on playing this alongside Diablo and Train Life and Occupy Mars and stuff like that. There was a few games that I originally planned that I was going to be playing. And I'm going to be completely honest with you. The last few months I've just been busy working. I've actually had a couple of promotions since January, and as I've been getting promoted, it's just been adding, I wouldn't say adding more work, but my hours have increased, and I've just been really busy. And sometimes I get home and I just don't have the energy to record, because there's a difference between sitting there and just playing with no stress and sitting here getting it all set up, doing a recording, sometimes having to re-record because you've made some mistakes or something's not worked out, whatever, and then doing any editing and then uploading it. Not that I do much editing anyway, but you know, it's time consuming. And you playing for 30 minutes may take an hour and a half of you actually getting that video onto YouTube, maybe even longer. I do plan on doing a face cam in the future. I've got all of the equipment to do it. So yeah, if anyone is interested, I'm sure probably no one is, but if anyone is interested, a face cam will be coming to the channel, as well as me doing my giveaway that I've been saying. You need to like, well, you don't need to like, but it would be helpful if you liked, but you certainly need to subscribe to the channel, because if you're not subscribed you can't enter to win. And what's happening, as I've mentioned in quite a few videos, once I reach 500 subscribers, 500, I only need 32 I think, or 34 subscribers. I will then be at 500 subscribers, and I'm going to do a gift card giveaway on a platform, gaming platform of your choice. So whether it be Xbox, PlayStation, PC, Steam or Epic, whatever you wish, I will be giving away a gift card. Obviously I can see who is subscribed to the channel. All I'll do is I'll create a wheel, put everyone's name on it, and then spin the wheel and pick a winner. Oh, well, I won't pick the winner, the wheel will pick the winner, and they will get the gift card. But you can't win if you don't put your name down. And to put your name down, all you got to do is hit the subscribe button. Okay? Very, very simple. Won't cost you a penny, doesn't cost you a penny to subscribe. I'm not asking for money from you. All I'm asking for is a tiny little bit of support. Right. What is the plan for season 2 of Last Epoch? I'm saying season 2, it's my season 2. Season 1 I was playing a necro and a druid, and I was kind of doing a comparison of how good they was compared to each other. One day I would do one character, the next day I would do the other character, but I would kind of level the opposite one off screen at the same time, so they both kind of paralleled up. Quite enjoyed doing that, it was good fun. This episode, multiplayer will be coming. I don't know how often that's going to be up, because obviously I've got to play with my friends, and the three of us trying to be all on at the same time, and all having the ability to jump on the PC and play at the same time, because that's not always possible, is going to be a difficult challenge. But I will try my best to get a few episodes up. And what I plan on doing is, with my multiplayer, is I'm going to be playing the new Rune Master class. Now I have briefly jumped in with my friend Tobbs, just to kind of, because he recently just got the game, so I quickly jumped in with him just to show him the very, very basics. But when all three of us play, when that's going to be I don't know. We're all old, so it could be in 10 years time for all I know. When we all jump on, I'm going to be playing a Runecaster. For this season, I'm going to be playing a Necromancer again. Why? Because 1, I enjoy the class. 2, I want to see what changes has happened since I last played, and I know of one change, and that is the starter area has changed quite a lot. So the quests and the things that you need to kill are different. So I want to have a little dabble into that, see if it's easier or harder with the necromancer. But I just know the characters, so what I'm going to plan on doing is go into a little bit more detail on other elements of the game, things like the loot filters, the actual skills, and just making it more of a tutorial. So this episode will be a lengthy one, but I'm certainly going to cover I'm going to try and get to level 10 if I can, but I'm going to cover the basics of loot filter, the layout of the UI, and the skills. Okay. Character creation is really simple. You go for necromancer. You can't do any character creation. It's just this is what it is. Will this change in the future? Probably not. I'm unbothered. Not really. It's an ARPG. You can barely see the character anyway when you're zoomed out and you fight and stuff. It's not like an MMO where you're kind of looking at a character, you know, zoomed in like this. We're going to be making an ice build. I have built a build guide. Let's go for ice necroxy. I've built a guide that I'm going to be following along, and I will come up to that and I'll show you that when at a relevant point, as well as the loot filter. We're going to play standard, and I am going to be skipping through all of the narratives and the lore and bits and pieces like that. One, to save time, and two, to be able to go into more detail on other aspects of the game. Right, straight off the bat, let's work our way from left to right. You got your chat here. Could not load the selected foot, that's because I don't have a filter loaded. I've got three chats that we can have: public, direct, and party. I'm going to uncheck the public and then press the escape button to close that down, just because I'm not interested in seeing a lot of the chat that's going on. We then got our health bar here. We have endurance, we have ward, and we've got health, and you can see what they all are on there. Obviously, when you have or when you're taking damage, this will dwindle down. Your ward, as it says there, absorb damage before health, has no cap and decays over time. So you can build up your ward over time. The more ward you have, and that will show up here on this kind of like half moon bit here. As that builds up, when you take damage, that will dwindle down, and then your health will go down. And endurance, reduce damage dealt to your health below your endurance threshold. Does not reduce the damage dealt to ward. You can see our endurance bar is currently there. We then got our potions, and the number next to that tells you how many you have, and the number or the word to the I said the left, I meant the right to that, and then the left of it will tell you what your hotkey is. Now it is set at number 1. I've changed it to space because I kept finding, because the letter Q and the number 1 are right next to each other, sometimes I'll end up hitting the 1 instead of the Q, or vice versa, and end up using up potions when I don't need to, because unfortunately in this game you can use a potion even when you're full health. One of my bugbears, why? But you know, I suppose realistically, if you're full in real life, you can still eat food or drink. Even if you are completely stuffed, you can still squeeze a bit more in. So just be aware of that. I've changed it because I just wanted to make sure I'm not hitting the wrong buttons. We then got our 5 skills. We'll come on to that later on. We've got our 5 skills. First skill is already equipped, which is Q. When we reach level 2, we'll get this one. Level 3, this one. Level 4, this one. And then it kind of goes, I think it goes 3, 4, 5, 7, and so on and so forth. I've changed these ones around here. I think it starts off with left mouse button and right mouse. But I swapped these around for my own purpose. I prefer to do movement with my right mouse button, either holding it down or right clicking. I just found it easy to do that, and then rather having my melee attack on the opposite button or even on the fourth button, which I've tried. I've got it on T because it's right next to R. So if I want to do a melee attack, which I don't do very often, I'd only use that if I had no mana, but mana doesn't seem to be an issue. So I've got that there. We then got our lag here, so you can see that we've got on 36 milliseconds Eastern Europe or EU West. And here you've got all of the things that you can interact with, your passive skills, etc., all along here, and the letter that equates to it. So if I wanted to open up my character screen, I can press C, and then we have our character screen. There is a lot here. It looks a little bit overwhelming. Don't worry about it. Do not worry about it right this second. You don't need to. Okay, all you need to do at the moment is go out there, kill stuff, level up, and loot whatever loot you can grab. As you progress through the game and you start getting better gear, and then you start wanting to fine-tune things, this will be more relevant. But in a nutshell, you've got all of your stats here. So you've got strength, dexterity, intelligence, attunement, and vitality. If you hover over it, it gives you a little bit of a description about it. And then we've got health, mana, health regen, mana regen, and movement speed. And at the moment we are an acolyte, and my character name is Ice Necroxy. We are currently deathless. We haven't died yet. We've got all of our resistances here, additional defenses, and then our various different damages. And if you've got pets or minions, it will give you the stuff within the minions. That is our character screen. I'm not going to, like I said, I'm not going to go into great depth on that. We've got our shop and portal buttons here, and then finally we have got, well, not finally, but then we've got our mana or rage bar here, and then up the top on right hand corner we've got our mini map, we've got our quests, and if we press tab we can have an overlay of the map here as well, which it gets rid of the mini map up here and puts the overlay down instead. So depending on how you like to play, I will sometimes do this because I can then see where I need to go, and if you use your left, right, up and down arrow keys, you can actually move this mini map around as well, which I find kind of cool. Tab will then reset it, and then tab will come out. Right, that's enough information for now. Let's go and start killing some stuff. So just holding the Q button down, smashing them in the face. If you hover over a skill, it will tell you what it does. So it does 28 damage per second. It's costing me 3 mana. If I hold down the Alt key, it gives you a bit more information. But the thing that I'm interested in, certainly for later on, is the scaling tags. Things that will scale up this, and this is going to come from loot items or skill tags. That's on items that you can loot and then equip. Is physical, spell, and intelligence. So if I put any stats into my intelligence, or if I pick up any clothing or equipment that has plus to physical or spell, then that's going to make this do more damage. Okay, and that works with everything pretty much in the game. So just hover over an item, it will tell you whether it's got any stats. This hasn't got any, so I'm not interested in this. It's going to give me 7 armor, so we'll grab it for the 7 armor because I don't have one of them equipped. We press our I button. Here is our equipment, our storage, our idols, and our materials. Materials in this game aren't in your inventory. They come into your inventory. You can then click transfer to crafting items or transfer crafting items. It then puts them into this global storage where you can access from any character anywhere. Okay, really cool facility. I don't know why all games can't do this. I'm never going to be able to carry all of this, and I'm never going to be able to store all of this. Certainly Diablo anyway. But here it just goes into a separate thing. Partying up, you can party up with friends. That's what I plan on doing with Dobbs and Sponzy. Press H, and then you've got your online friends here. If you want to add a friend, just click add friend. You need to put in their gamer ID or the username, not their character name. So you need to put that in there, and then you just click add friend. And it's a two-way thing, so I can add a friend and they will show up here, but it doesn't mean to say I'm friends with that person. That person also has to do the same for me to show up on their online friends. Otherwise it's only a one-way thing, and it basically means that I can invite them to me, but they won't see me on this screen. So you need to kind of do it both ways. Bit odd, but that's fine. Using your abilities, that's self-explanatory, that's what we're already doing. Health potions, already talked about. And as with all of these games, at the very beginning, it's a little bit slow. There's not really much to do. Like I said, I'm skipping through all of the
destroy us and steal Eterra's legacy.
Narrative bits and pieces. But compared to Diablo, and I'm going to compare it to Diablo because that's where I've just spent the last couple of months of my life, there is a lot more to do in this. A lot more to do. And the fact that I am back here and left Diablo kind of tells you how much more better it is. Right, these bunch of mobs will hopefully give us a level. We're pretty close to it. Don't die from this beast. I'll take you out first. Pop a potion. Pop another potion. Oh, geez, it's this fiery dude that's the orc on. I need to get rid of him. The other one won't really that much of a problem. Right, we've got a skill. Skill unlocked, summon skeleton is already popped here. We're going to talk about the skill tree in a second, but basically we can have 5 skills. So I've got Q, W, E, R. Like I said, I've swapped the right mouse button or left mouse button for T. So I've got my 5 skills there. It is melee at the moment, but obviously you can put in any skill in there later on. It doesn't have to be the melee button. And you get this first one's automatic. When you reach level 2, you'll get that one. Then level 3, then level 4. It'll automatically pop them in there. You can change them around, swap them around whenever you wish. And then I think it goes level 5 and then level 7. But we'll talk about that when we actually can do the specialization for our skills, which won't take too long. I think. Oh, I need to summon my skeletons. So skeletons, W, that's 3 of them. They will summon wherever my cursor is. It uses up mana. So obviously it's not, I can't just keep doing them indefinitely. But it's not like, again, like Diablo, where you need to have corpses to summon them. As long as you've got mana, you can summon them, and up the top left hand corner will show you your pets and minions, and things like totems. So I currently have 2 warriors and 1 archer. You can tell the difference between the 2. The warriors look like that, archers have kind of got this green glow and the little arrows pointing there. If I wanted to have it the other way around, so 1 melee and 2 archers, just press the W again. And it'll swap them around, and it'll keep swapping them every time I press the button. It'll swap them back and forth. Later on, I can have more minions, and these numbers will go up. If it's an even, then obviously you can't just swap them around. You can't have like a 3 and a 1. As an example, you'll have 2 and 2. Right, let's carry on. Got a bear here, let's get rid of this bear. And one thing I do like is the mobs seem to be a bit more proactive with attacking whatever's close to them, attacking them. rather than, it seems to happen quite a bit in Diablo. I could have a whole bunch of minions, my minions start fighting a mob, but then the mob would just run through and attack me. It's like, go away, leave me alone, fight my minions. Sometimes they do, but not all of the time. Whereas in this game it seems to be a little bit more the opposite way. They will fight the closest thing to them. If I set my minions off there now, mobs aren't coming anywhere near me. Health potions, you can just run over and they'll pick them up, providing you got the space. Right, I'm going to talk about the first bug in the game. It's in early access, in beta, whichever you wish to call it. It doesn't come out until December, and this is the only bug, and this has only come out since the last update, which was quite recent. They're on it, they're going to be fixing it. It's not a major issue. All it is, right, unlike Diablo, and I don't know what other games are like, when you're going into a new zone, in Diablo you click on, like if you're going into a dungeon, you click on it and then you click on it again to go through. With this, you just move and it'll transfer you into the next zone. There's a slight bug in that you'll see, like my minions are here, and at the moment there's nothing in the top center. When I go through here, it will tell me where I'm going to in the top center, what zone I'm going to, with like a little spinny wheel on it, so to speak. It looks like nothing's happening. You can still move around, and I'll show you in a second. You can still move around, but it looks like nothing's happened. It has. If you get this loading zone in the center, and I'll show you that now, you know you're moving. And if I move over to this direction, I'm not clicking, I'm just walking. See that? Entering the burning forest. It looks like nothing's happened. Actually, that was quite quick. I don't know if you've already done a tweak, but that was pretty quick. Sometimes it can take 4 or 5 seconds for anything to happen, and you're kind of moving around like this and going, right, nothing's happening. You're clicking, you're clicking, you're clicking, and then suddenly you go through. Just bear with it. All you got to do is you just got to walk through. You don't actually have to click on it, anything. Just walk through. You'll have the zone that you're going to pop up in the center, and then eventually you'll go through. Things again, look at all these. Should be a little bit quicker now that we've got minions to help us. Right, that's a nice staff, and that's a nice scepter. I'm not bothered about melee damage. -3 mana cost. Oh. Excuse me. Oh, sorry about that. I have still got my chest. Well, I've still got my chest infection. I've still got the cough. So I'm thinking I've still got a chest infection. Keep an eye on your minions, because obviously if they die, the numbers will go down. The last thing you want to do is get caught out, have no minions. Right, this here is our passive, so this is our first passive now. And we'll click on that. It gives you information on the passive system. A little read of that if you wish. Right, let's give you a quick demonstration and explanation of our passives. This looks complex, but it's not. It's really, really simple. You've got your main passive, which is your main starting class, which is Acolyte. At a certain point within the game, you will then be able to choose a mastery. With Acolyte, you have Necromancer and Lich. Warlock at the moment isn't released. If you chose another class, you may have all 3 of these masteries unlocked. Okay, so the way it works is your passive, every time you gain a level, you get a point for your passive spending. And you can put them pretty much wherever you want to, but it's like a chain. So for me to put a point here, I have to put points in here, and now that's unlocked, so I can put points in here. But there are also level requirements as well. So these I can put points into here all day long. For me to put points into this line, I have to have 5 points spent on this line already. So I have to spend 5 points in Acolyte to unlock this here. So it's going to unlock a new skill, and it's also going to unlock these passives here. If I then want to move to this line, I have to have 10 points in Acolyte. It will unlock this skill to summon Bone Golem, which I'm definitely going to be going for. So I will need to have 10 points spent in Acolyte for me to unlock this. And then I can also put points into this row, and so on and so forth. 15 is this line, and then 20 is this line, and then I can continue to here. The masteries, once you've unlocked masteries, the points that you're gaining, so at the moment we've got 1 point here in Acolyte showing there, the points that we gain, we can put them into either Acolyte or into the mastery that we've chosen. So let's say we choose Necromancer, or the other mastery that we haven't chosen. And the way this works, and I'll show you this obviously when it happens, but it's going to be a few episodes before it does. I can put points anywhere here as I work through level 5, 10, 15 and 20. If I chose mastery, this chain here in the center will disappear, and I can put points into anywhere I wish, anywhere on this area. But Lich, which I haven't chosen, will keep the chain here, and I can only put points in this first half. I can't put points into the second half. If I wanted to put points here, I would have to choose Lich, but then that means Necromancer can only have points put in this first half, not in the second half. So what you want to do before choosing your mastery is decide what skills down here you wish to have and what passives you wish to have, and then you can decide. As an example, let's say I'm not bothered about Death Seal and I'm not really bothered about any of the passives here, but I do want to have Drain Life and I do want to have Aura of Decay. Great, I don't have to choose Lich to have these. I can choose Necromancer, I can go up to Dreadshade as an example, but I can still put points in here. Provided I put 10 points in, I will unlock Drain Life and Aura of Decay. So I could have 10 points in Lich, 10 points in Acolyte and 40 points in Necromancer as an example, and they can switch and choose between them. All that you will have to do is make sure, I mean there's certain things like I can't just have 1 point in here and then start leveling up here, because some of these skills will require me to have a certain amount of points in Acolyte. So just bear that in mind. Obviously we'll go into more detail as it comes up, but for now I just wanted to give you a quick show.
When you arrived, it was like, what are you good? Name, come, let me watch you fight.
Let me watch you fight.
Smoke.
So for now we're just killing stuff, getting our experience points up, looting bits and pieces. I'm not bothered about the loot filter right now, because for now, and I would suggest for you guys as well, for now you just want to loot anything that's going to be a little bit of an upgrade. But then as you progress through and you've made alternative characters and you start storing stuff, then you can pick them up, and as you progress through, you might be thinking, well, actually I don't need to be looting these set items or these certain items. I'm going to filter them out, and last Epoch has by far the best loot filter system in any game out there. That isn't a third-party mod. Yes, you can get third-party mods that do something similar, but this loot filter is inbuilt into the game. You don't need any third-party mods for this at all. Right, skill specialization, level 4. This unlocks. So first things first, we'll do our passive. That's great, and then we'll do our skill. Again, gives you a bit of an explanation there if you want to have a quick read. So, you've got your 5 skills. You've got your Acolyte. This will unlock at the beginning. Then level 2, level 3, level 4, level 5, level 6, level 7, level 9, level 16. Got the numbers on there. We've now unlocked our first speciality, which unlocked at level 4. The next one will be level 8, then 20, then 35, and then 50. Our passive skills, I briefly talked on the passive. At level 5, 5 points put into Acolyte will unlock this one, then 10 points for our Bone Golem. So, how does this work? We've got level 4, we've got these 4 skills unlocked. At level 8, we'll have these extra 2 ones unlocked as well. We can essentially fine-tune our skills. So, I'm now going to be putting... We've got skills down here. This is different from what's up here, okay? So, don't confuse this bar, these 5s here with this 5 here. This is your specialization. You click on this specialization, it's going to highlight all of these. Alternatively, you can just click on one of these, it's going to bring you to this. If you click on it first without clicking on the top here, it will have a specialization button here for you to click. Now what happens is, this is my specialization. So as well as me having it down here on my skill bar, I can make this skeleton better. I can have more of them. I can make the archers do fire damage or ice damage. Rather than having a mixture of archers and warriors, I might decide to remove my warriors. Skeleton warriors are removed from the pool of skeletons that can be summoned. So every time I summon a skeleton, it won't be a mixture, it'll just all be archers. So if you wanted to have a whole bunch of ranged minions, you can do that. So really cool. You can mix and match. You can summon more minions, you can summon more skeletons. I said minions there, I meant skeletons. So I can have an extra one there, an extra one there, and an extra one there. So I can have a total of extra 3 skeletons. Skeletons deal more damage and are larger, but you can only summon half as many as you could before. So they do 80% more damage and they're 20% bigger, but I can only have half the amount. So you can do whatever you wish. You can make your skills, and as we go through, same with all of them. So wandering spirits as an example, you can fine tune these and make them how you want to make them. So each individual person is going to be different. You're not going to have all of the same skills. So you've got your skills, you've got your skill tree for each skill, and then, if I can remember what the button is, passives. You got your passive skill tree. So loads of stuff to do. It looks quite daunting and complex, but it is really simple. All you just got to remember is you got your skills down here. You can change them whenever you wish to whatever you wish and move them around, and whichever skills you want to master you can have up here. And if you change your mind, you can just respec. When you respec, you can remove points that you've spent, or you can completely despecialize the whole skill. So yeah, really cool. Really cool system. Flaming funnel. Let's grab this. It's a two-handed staff, but that's fine for now. No doubt I will be upgrading them. Got a whole load of mobs down here, so I'm going to cast my wandering spirits. These are kind of cool. Bit of damage there. Defiled bones, let's grab them. Wand I'm not bothered about. Sword I'm not bothered about. The 2 golds, the massive 2 golds. Ooh, got 9 gold there. Ooh. So very similar to season 1 of last Epoch. I do like to clear the whole areas as much as I can, mainly because it's XP. I don't want to be getting to an area that is difficult and I'm under geared or under leveled and the mobs are too high for me. Just bear that in mind. You can run straight through to the end unless you've got a specific mission that you're doing. You can keep running even without doing the missions. You can keep running, but then you're going to get to a point where the mobs are too high and you're not like and you die. Get the wandering spirits out. The wandering spirits, you can't tell them where to go. They literally just wander around. But they do a fair amount of damage.
Well done. We're almost
79
there.
per second.
I'll see you ahead.
Right, what we got here? Ring. Not bothered about. This one I will pick up. If you haven't got something equipped in that slot already, it will auto equip. If you have, it will then be in your inventory, and then you can swap them out. So let's put them in. Oh, it didn't that time. Right, undo what I've just said. It's for some reason. I'm sure it used to. Maybe that's changed. Remember, just run through, it'll pop up here, entering the keeper's camp. See, I can run around it looks like nothing's happening. I can even keep running back, but then it's going to suddenly walk me through. It's taking a few seconds, this one. There we go. So, don't get confused. Just have a look if you've got that thing entering a different zone. That's what's happening. Sometimes what you might do is you've loaded through and then you kind of go back and without realising you click or you go through the zone you just come from. Right, we're in our first kind of town.
Sounds like their lead. The keepers have done a group. Speaking of, I must head there now. Feel free to look around.
I was tempted to do all of the storyline, but you know, so I'm just not going to. It's long-winded, and for the purpose of videos, for this particular game anyway, can't be bothered reading it all out. Right, our brains. So, going back to skills, you can respec these at any point, or you can remove points. With your passives, you have to come to a brain.
Hello, traveler.
Re-specialized mastery point allocation. So this is where, if I thought I don't want these points here, I want to put these points down here, you can then click on them and is it right click? Left click. Respec 1 point. It's going to cost me 20 gold. I currently have 223,000. Obviously the gold is shared amongst all the characters that I've got online. I did have an online character before I started recording my offline characters, and I've decided to record them offline because of my personal internet issues I was having at the time. But yeah, you can respec points and then put them elsewhere, but this is where you do your passive. You have to come to a brain, and like I said before, you can mix and match and swap these all around. You cannot undo being a necromancer. If you want to be a necromancer and you choose it, you then can't decide, oh, I don't want to be a necromancer, I want to be a lich, and then unlock lich. You can't do it. You can still put points in there, you just can't be a fully fledged necromancer or lich if you've chosen the opposite one. We've also got chests. Chests are brilliant in this. Compared to Diablo 4, everything's better than compared to Diablo 4. Click on a chest, and here's, I've got so much loot, it's just ridiculous. But what I did do is I created a necromancer tab. These are the ones that I've been using before. I have got a level 60 something necromancer that I was, like I say, I was playing at the very beginning, and this is where I was putting it all stuff. I started making a primalist, I started making a mage, so I put tabs in there. But what I have done is I made a tab level 1 to 10 for my necromancer, and all I'm going to do is I'm going to grab and swap over. This is a level 5, so I'm going to put this down here for when I'm level 5. That's better. The rings are better. I'm going to put you there. Put you there. Put you down there. Increase movement speed. Light resistance. Reduce management. Let's swap them back over. Throwing damage, physical resistance I'm not bothered about. Increase fire damage. Right, that's an improvement. That's an improvement. That's level 6, so I'll put them in there. Slow attacking. You there, and let's put you there. So I've got some upgrades when I reach level 5 or 6 that I can equip. These ones I'm not too, I haven't got a necklace. We'll put you on there. Generally two-handed will show better than a one-handed, but obviously you can then have your off-hand as well. So I'm going to equip them. Because generally one-handed and off-hand, this is better. Right, all this stuff here now I can sell. We're going to come over here to the armor vendor, and we are going to sell stuff. Right, these runes are shattering. I will say to you, if you have the money, buy them. You will be going through these at high levels. You will be going through these like chocolate, so, or candy, or whatever you like. Shift right click will purchase it. It will go into your inventory. Shift right click sell stuff. So let's sell all of that, or you can drag and drop it across, and then we can transfer to crafting items, and that will zonk its way into there. Again, fantastic tool this. I'm not lugging around a load of junk I don't need, and I don't have to go and put it into storage to do crafting. It's all here, accessible by every character that I have on the online server. Offline characters got their own stash. Cool beans. Right, we're coming up to 45 minutes and I've barely done anything. I've got to level 4. Did we get to level 4? Yeah, we're level 4.
Grail was just telling me of your
but I have gone through
you could do this, and our
a
alliance is
fair
secure.
amount of bits and
We'll
pieces.
lend our aid to heal Borea's army.
So what I'm going to do is I'm going to call it an end of an episode, because otherwise it's going to end up being 2 hours long. And in the next episode we're going to carry on. I've kind of gone through the basics now. I've gone through the basics of your skills. Obviously every time I'm doing skills I'm going to be having this up there anyway. And I've also gone through the basics of passives. Again, we'll go through all of that, and that at the point where we have our choose our mastery, I'll go into a little bit more detail on that. So the next episode, 2-3 episodes that we have until that point, we're just going to play. We're going to go through and we're going to get to, well, first of all, we're going to get to level 10 as quickly as we can. So thanks for watching. I hope you've enjoyed this, rather long, not done too much, but we've done a little bit of talking about. Next episode I'm actually going to add in a loot filter, so I'll quickly go through that as well as showing you where you can build a template for your skills and passives, have a play around with it on a web browser prior to actually implementing it into game, and have a look at some pre-built ones as well. So thanks for watching. You know what to do. Hit those buttons, hit them now, hit them now, hit them now. And when we reach that 500 magic number, yes, giveaways will be happening, and then we'll do another one at 1,000, and so on and so forth. And I might just do random ones here and there. So thanks for watching, ladies and gentlemen. Take care, love you all, and goodbye.